Hello to my beautiful people. I really don't even know where to start. I really don't even know where to start. But I was literally trying to go to bed because on yesterday I had a very long travel day. My family and I, and so got in kind of late. Still had an early morning. However, you already know um, we gonna do what we gotta do. But today I wanted to come on. I want to do a little sharing, do a little venting, um, and also give some space for laying a new foundation and laying some new boundaries and finally coming to the realization and the understanding that in order for you to help, and I'm speaking on your child, so this is for a parent that may be going through right now, maybe going through, and you have a kid that you literally have been living your life on eggshells. And you have been trying, like I have, to the best of your ability, to be able to keep your child in your care, to be able to keep your child under your roof. But it comes to a point when an individual does not know how to now meet you, and they're displaying that they want to stay that way. The hard thing and the realization that you have to learn to come to is that you got to let them have that experience. And as a mother, it's challenging. I'm a mother of two girls, and I had I had some time with my oldest daughter. She required a different version of me, just as my youngest requires a different version of me as well. And when I say that, just understanding, yes, your children, they may come from the same womb. However, when you have multiple children, that does not mean you get to show up as one version of a mother. And it was very important for me to learn that, because what I was given one, um, the other did not need, and vice versa. And so now what that looks like, being that my daughters, one is 19 and one is 14. And it is really, really different. I have a daughter right now. She deals with mental health. Um, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey. And as a mother, I will be the first to literally tell you that it has not been easy, that it has changed my life. It's changed the way I look at things. It changes the way that I take things. It changes you. And I think as a mother, as a parent, that you should give yourself grace and that you should literally have those healthy boundaries for your mental capacity to know when you need to step back. When you need to step back. I myself, um, I think I have tried to figure it out from every angle. And it's so dreadful for me because I truly believe that my daughter needs to be in a long-term care facility. The impulsiveness, um, and just the battle that she deals with on a day-to-day basis, and seeing how she is going down a path that has nothing but self-destruction. And I think as a parent, if you don't take and utilize your wisdom, if you don't take and utilize that intuition, if you don't take and utilize the time to just sit and assess and look over things, that is going to be challenging to ultimately make the right decision for your child. My daughter is currently on probation. And I am that type of mother to where I explain to my children because I want them to understand what is going on in their life. Like these choices, their life choices, meaning it's repercussions, it's consequences. And I think as being a Black woman, I think from having my own past trauma, I think from just now being raised and understanding, that, oh, family, you stick with your family, you stick by your family, and that is true. But not when it is literally silently destroying you. And I think ultimately that we need to understand as a Black community, as Black parents, that it is nothing wrong with outsourcing and finding the right fit for your child. For my daughter and I, there has been therapy, there has been counseling, there has been trauma therapy, there has been equine therapy, and it's not giving up, right? It's not giving up. It's literally now trying to find a different fit. because right now, my daughter, she knows better. She's choosing not to do better. And the thing about it is that she does not want to take accountability. And that is where, in a lot of situations, that the impulsiveness comes on, that now becoming upset. And it doesn't matter the tone, it doesn't matter in understanding. Like, you got to call things out as they are. Like, manipulation is a big thing. Manipulation is a big thing. And we have to now sit with those things. We have to now process those things when we are being shown things, when we are now able to sit and collect information, when we are now able to see these repeated cycles. And I know that it is hard, but sometimes the help that your kiddo need is literally not in the home. And since I have started this journey, I can honestly say I've never, ever wanted someone to work harder for my child or more for my child than myself. And it hurts. It hurts to know the path that your child is on, and knowing what that path leads to. That's why I'm out of culture. Don't call the police. Don't sit and do this. Don't do that. No. I'd rather have my child locked up than 6 feet deep. I'd rather have to get off of work and sacrifice going to therapy than sit and act like I don't see that there's a need. We have to learn as parents to get past the things that makes us feel uncomfortable, the things that may hurt us, the things that may make us feel as if what we are doing is making us feel questionable to ourselves. Am I a good parent? Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And know that it is normal anytime that you have to do things out of tough love, you're going to question and feel that way. But ultimately, your kiddo deserves a fair chance in life. And see, by my daughter being 14, we've been on this. We've been on this journey since my daughter has been probably about 10. She's 14 now. And things are getting more and more intense. These kids, they go through identity crisis, right? From social media and even trying to take the phone, monitoring the phone and taking the phones and all of that. You can do that. Done it. And literally, kid has, I mean, tore some stuff up behind taking a device. And I'm going to say this as a parent. One of my biggest mistakes that I done was giving my child a cellular device. One of the biggest mistakes that I made was giving my child at a young age a cellular device. So yes, I take full accountability for that. So having to now figure out the things that are needed when sometime I don't have my daughter participation, where sometimes she shuts down and blocks me out, and I'm not able to get through to her. What are the steps? How do I move forward? Well, you know what? Some days you just have to allow things to just be. You have to allow things to be. Well, how do I discipline my child? How am I able to get through to them? You have to find, first of all, you have to learn how to use coping skills. And you have to literally find out what trigger your child. Even if you feel like everything triggers your child, then you have to learn to communicate effectively. Being able to now, even if you're bothered by something, right? There used to be times where I used to just be irritated by situations. And my irritation would come out in my tone. My irritation would come out in my words. And so those are the things, like literally practicing mindfulness, practicing breathing, being intentional, not allowing myself to move out of emotions and more move with clarity and awareness. I started now to be able to assess, to be able to know when and when not to. So a lot of times things have to come down. They have to settle down. You have to let time pass. And as a parent, a lot of times we want to get our point across. And we want to let them know I said what I said and I meant what I said. But you then have to now understand in those responses, a lot of times with kiddos that deal with impulsiveness, that have a hard time taking in accountability and what that truly looks like. Is just asking questions to really now know if they're comprehending, if they're understanding, and if they're able, and not you just thinking that they get it, right? Because they child. Because a lot of times, we could just think that somebody get it because they've been around us, and they know how we are. They know the words that we use, the things that we say, our posture, this, that, and the other. You get it, right? And so oftentimes you'll conversate, you'll literally communicate, knowing that somebody understands what it is that you talking about, and a lot of times they don't. It's just you assuming. So one of the things that I started to utilize was just a starting conversation, knowing what initially I am trying to get an understanding about, but knowing how to now walk into a conversation that we can literally get a solution. We can get some clarity, and now we're able to understand where we're coming from. And yeah, it takes patience, and sometimes you don't feel like being patient when someone has literally talked to you in a manner, have said some things, blatant, just disrespectful, um but it looks very different from kiddos that deal with anger, aggression, mood aggression, impulsiveness, ADHD, autism. Though it looks different. And a lot of times we can become frustrated by the fact of us not knowing how to communicate effectively to this individual, because it's not just kids either. It's adults, but we're dialoguing about children that deals with anger, aggression, mood aggression, impulsiveness, and we're literally finding what works. And it's not always going to look good. It's not always going to feel good. Heck, it's not always going to be good. The best thing that you could do is release what you want the outcome to be. Release what you want the outcome to be. I'm in the process right now. My daughter, she's in the court system. She's in court. Right now, she's being defiant. She's not listening to me, and that is something that I literally, I just had to come and sit in truth, and sit in truth. And so the next step is to now get the right help. I'm not that parent that hasn't been present in my kiddo life, who haven't disciplined, who haven't given structure. Like, I'm not that parent that has not done that. And see, a lot of times, people can see from videos and from things, oh, that child just out of control, that child, da, da, da. And that is not always the case. Sometimes you're dealing with things in the natural, spiritual, and it can be a lot. It can be a lot, but I want to encourage you. I want you to know that this is a safe space. I want you to know that no matter what you go through, that you are capable of getting through it. Do not feel like you will not get through this. I've cried plenty of tears. And y'all just, y'all will catch me. You continue to follow, you'll catch me. Cause it get thick, it's heavy. And it's not easy. Because sometimes the decisions you have to make is not always going to keep you guys together in the capacity of which you may desire. But if it is going to help your child in their future, then you want to start. Soon as you start seeing it, so many people just want to look past stuff. They want to act like they don't see the struggle. They want to act like they don't see that child literally has an issue. And you're only doing your kiddo a disservice because of your fear, because of your embarrassment, because you feel like you did something wrong, or because you feel like you can't have a child that have issues. Don't dismiss or act like you don't see what you see. True love, unconditional love, means no matter what, I'm going to love you in spite of, but my love right now, it looks like I'm going to have to do and make some hard decisions. And in those hard decisions, hey, you may not like me. You may not want to see me. You may not want to talk to me. But I want to give you a fair future. So I'm sending you guys love, light, and endurance in the capacity of what you need. Remember that this is a safe space to be able to have that community, to know that you're not alone. And you know what? The person that has a kid that may have autism, that may be on a spectrum, that may have a disability, just know you ain't alone. You are not alone. That there are more with you than against you. There isn't a look. There isn't a look. So you might not know what the next person is going through, what they battling with, what hard choices that they're having to make, silently suffering and hurting. It's not easy. And I will not sit in front of you guys and act like it is. It's not. It took a lot to be able to even be present in this mindset. It took a lot. But one thing that I continue to keep going and going and going is because I know that God did not give me this assignment to fail. And I know that He'll never leave me nor forsake me. So I know which my help cometh from. And that's what I had to tap back into, knowing God. And He is my source of everything. And so again, listen, I'm sending y'all love, light, and endurance in the capacity of what y'all need. In God's will, I will get with you guys sooner than later.